Antics, 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 Antics Home Show. Stay home.
Hi, welcome once again to the Antics Home Show. You're joining us once again from our living room, our cozy living room with the roaring fire that I actually chose this time to have a Yule log fire. Did you tell?
That's not a Yule log.
That is a Yule log. Look, that's what it told me. It said
I know my
log
logs.
fire.
That's not a Yule log.
Why would you know your logs? What does that mean?
Find out later in the show.
That sounds like a segment where you just like rate your poos. Well, we haven't got that segment, unfortunately, coming up on the Antics Home Show, but we've got lots of awesome segments coming up instead. So tonight we have new sketches with every conceivable subject under the sun.
We've got arts and crafts with the ever lovely fun Roz.
And we have a very special live segment with our guest this evening, pro wrestler, the Murder Badger.
I know, it's a booking we didn't think we'd get.
And he said yes.
He said yes.
I mean, he's retired, so we were like, wow.
Yeah, and he's promoting a new book. And we'll be talking about that very soon. It's going to be a fun show. If you haven't tuned in before, this is a bit like Blue Peter, but for adults. That's the way we style this.
Blue Peter without the dogs,
but with
alcohol. Alcohol instead.
Yeah. What are you on tonight?
What am I on tonight? I am on Prosecco, as is one of my usuals, on my lovely glasses that I got for my birthday. And lovely. You, Scott?
I have a mystery pale ale, a Dead Pony Club.
Ah, that's such a dark name for an ale. Who names ales?
Well, Brewdog, who are not sponsoring this show, but could.
We're open to it, Brewdog.
They famously name all theirs with a
after
bit of tongue.
Horrific
After horrific accidents, yes.
They're
just not. It's definitely eye-catching, you know. Dead Pony Club. Ooh.
What I do like about the can that is off camera is that the dead is reversed. It's like backwards and upside down.
I could just show the design.
Could just show the design.
We're not sponsored by, but would like to be.
Look at that dead. That's some really well thought out font design there. Is it font? That's not a font, is it?
Yeah, I think this is the Bristol Improv Theatre font as well. I think this is Bebus New for all you font fans out there.
We're going to be doing a font segment for you later on next to Scott's log segment. So really do tune in. Do keep being tuned in. In fact, tell everyone else to tune in as well because you don't want to miss this. Since we've sort of jumped straight the gun of this segment. What is it? Jump the gun? No, it's just jump the gun, isn't it? I was thinking jumped on top of the gun, but that
Why would you jump on a gun?
I don't know, if it was going off, like you have to like dive on it like in those war films where it's like, no!
No, that's like a grenade. A gun wouldn't just go off, it was just left it on the floor. No!
What if there's an arm attached to it still and it's triggering like this? Because like things like that can happen to people post-death, right? Speaking of death. Rigor mortis can set in, right? That moves your... Doesn't that?
Yeah.
Yeah. These are legitimate things that could happen, but we have not seen happen yet. But I'm not absolutely crazy, so you can stop looking like that. So shall we jump straight in to our first segment, which is a sort of interesting look at our Zoom experiences.
Zoom culture, if you will.
Antics Home Show.
Hey, look! I'm in the Bahamas! Isn't this great? You know, I love these backgrounds. They're really fun.
Yeah, very good, Mr. Brahms. Very good.
Look, I'm in space. Egypt! A cave. Shh. We're in a library.
Can we get on with the meeting?
Quick! Call the fireman!
Mr. Brahms, can we have the meeting?
I didn't realize Egypt was behind me. Stop raising your voice. Houston, we have a problem.
Mr. Brahms, can we please just get on with this meeting?
All right, fine. I tell you what, you can choose to have the news that you're here for delivered from the cow or the sheep.
Wait, what? No.
Cow.
What?
Sheep. Cow. Sheep. cow.
Fine. I'll take the sheep.
All right then. What's that? He says you're a bad businessman. You're bankrupt.
Wait, what?
Yep, bankrupt.
No.
Yeah, I'm terribly sorry. We are closing on your business. You're not making any money. And we're just going to have to pass you over to my receptionist who's going to help you fill out the bankruptcy forms.
Wait, no.
I'll
no,
see you in
no.
person in a few months' time. Yeah. See you later.
Mr. Bronze. No, no. What news did the cow have?
Antics Home Show.
I think we can all relate to experiences like that with someone. I was actually really excited to find the Zoom backgrounds when I was first shown how to do that, and I did absolutely abuse it. I did actually, though, make a massive mistake on one of them where I didn't make, actually, that's the wrong word. Scott helped me by setting up a green screen behind, because you can get a much cleaner background if you set up a green screen. And it was a pretty big nuisance for the show that I set the green screen up on, right? And it did a really nice job, but I'd forgotten to click the utilize green screen button on it, so it wasn't at its best green screen, and you'd spent like 15 minutes setting the green screen up for me. So yeah, I just apologise for that.
That's not the most most embarrassing thing to have happened in the many months of Zoom, though. I think that's all right. It's a clean
That's
bit of
a
help.
fairly level one. I think it's just because we've made such an effort, though, to make the green screen happen, and then I just didn't click the one little button to it. But yeah, we've had some really funny bants in the chat already. Cat Murphy suggests that the Murder Badger would make a really good Brewdog beer name.
Ooh.
And I completely agree. Yes.
I will suggest that to him when he's on the show.
I think we
very
should
soon.
just crowdsource some names to send over to Brewdog. So if anyone else has got some animal-based distressing names, let us know. And we'll send them over. Also, a lot of love for fonts. I didn't realise that the fonts would be the take of the moment, but yeah, fonts.
Fonts are great. It's a niche.
Any font that you would recommend to the people out there?
Ooh, I'm particularly into bourbon casual at the
Didn't expect
moment.
you to have an actual answer for that. Wow.
Don't indulge this. I will go down this. It's sort of casual. It is casual, obviously, but it's also I'd like to think a professional. You know, you'd happily use it as like a pub.
So looking at that CV and you're thinking,
pub sign.
This guy. Wait, no, not a CV. Sorry, not a pub sign. You're looking at the guy's CV and you're like, this guy has been to a pub recently and has been inspired by a pub. Yeah, speaking of pubs, we've been eating out to help out over the last month.
Yeah,
right?
I hope you have as well. We've been helping out a lot.
Anyone else think Scott Scott put forward the other day the idea that instead of it being eat out to help out, they could just cut the two. Eat out, help out. I think it's quite cleaner.
Imagine all the ink and printing costs that would have been saved, that could have been passed on.
It's not the thing that we're writing to our constituencies about, but...
We've hit some really epic topics already in this show, haven't we?
Yes. Don't worry, though. I think people are loving it so far. Fonts, logs, beer names, and whether or not you can cut words out to shorten and make it sharper.
Branding, marketing.
Branding and marketing. I mentioned the food, though, because, I like to describe our eating out to help out as a food journey. Would you describe it as a food journey?
I'd describe it as a food journey. We've been all over the shop.
Do you know who else has been on a food journey recently?
That would be Antic Luke Mallison.
And he's coming to you in this next clip.
Antics Home Show.
Good evening, and welcome to A Journey Through Taste, with me, your host, Luke Mallison. Tonight, we'll be trying some lovely green olives from Greece, plus a Pinot Noir from Italy. However, in today's current climate, like all journeys, I must be wearing a mask. Here's my mask. Just going to put it over. Make sure it's covering my nose and my mouth. Great, I can now safely begin my journey I'm going to start with an olive. Okay, now I'm going to start with the wine. I can smell the bouquet very well, which people say is 60% of the taste. Ooh. Let's try the olive again. I'm going to skip to dessert, I think. Let's skip to dessert. We've got some lovely dark chocolates here from Belgium, made with love by the chocolatiers in Bristol. Let's try a piece. It was sent especially for the show, so let's try a piece. Well, I think that concludes our culinary journey for this evening. Join us next week when I will be trying a spaghetti bolognese.
Antics Home Show.
I see. Like I said, he's been on a journey of sorts. They do say that you eat with your eyes, right, first, or you eat with your other senses before you eat with your face. No, you eat with your other senses before you eat with your mouth.
Eat with your face.
Your
I know
taste.
you're right that it does go via the face, but that makes me think you're just face planting into plates, which is why we didn't help out.
Which is why we got asked to stop helping out as I was face palming into the plates of various
There
restaurants.
was no limit on that. You could just... Sorry, I'm still getting over that. It was a crazy scheme, right? We're going to look back on this time as like, there was
Can you
this
believe
crazy pandemic, and then one of our ways out of it economically was just us gorging ourselves.
Whilst they were also simultaneously telling us messages to lose weight.
Lose
and-
weight, so you're not at risk. But eat all this.
But do eat. Eat as much as you can and get out all the time. But also...
Our grandparents have stories of the Blitz, and this is our...
This is our blitz.
This is
I
our
don't know if
blitz.
This is our blitz.
the help eat out to
This
help
is such
out.
a millennial blitz. Thanks. Thank you so much, Luke, for that segment.
Yeah.
Luke, you can take the mask off.
You're indoors. You're in your
allowed
own
to.
You're in a home.
You're actually in your own house, so there was no need for you to have the mask on. If you've still got the food, just take the mask off, put it in your I don't know, put it in your face.
Put it in your
Or turn your mask into like a feeding bag, like they have for horses, and then problem solved, as far as I can see. Yeah.
There's a lot of food love on the chat, Roz.
Is there?
Yeah.
Well, that's because food is great. Everyone loves food. It's like a universal thing.
Pizza. I just ordered some sushi right now. So sushi from Life's a Pitch podcast.
Nice choice,
That's-
Life a Pitch podcast.
We had sushi
yesterday. Hey, jinx, personal padlock. You can't personal padlock me first.
Personal padlock.
Yeah, personal padlock. Come
No,
on,
it's
Scott.
it's jinx. Personal jinx, no returns.
No, it's jinx personal padlock, and then
Personal padlock.
yeah, the personal padlock is that you cannot unjinx yourself unless I say your name, and then jinx generally is just anyone can say your name. Look, these
Why
are
is it a
these are
padlock?
playground rules, Scott. I can't.
For context, Roz is from the Midlands, way up north, and
Scott can't get over the fact that we have this fair that happens every year that we call the mop fair. And one of the main reasons why it's called the mop is because most fairs happen on the outskirts of town, but this one is actually brought into the centre of town. And yeah, it's an amazing fair. It's the best. Everyone looks forward
that
to
doesn't,
it.
no, that doesn't explain it though.
It's one of the reasons.
One of the reasons it's basically a fun fair for the rest of you Englanders, England, or wherever you are. That's what it is. They're like a fun fair. That seems fairly international. But
I can tell you the history. You want the history?
you said it's
I
coming
had one
from
of
the
the reasons.
suburbs.
One of the reasons. No. It used to be the mop fair because it was where people used to go. It's like a job fair as well to start off with. So it would be a good chance for you to go and greet in person and come out into the mop and basically say like, I really don't like the Lord and Lady of the Manor that I'm cleaning. Can I switch over to your business? And you could basically say, and if you do it now, we can steal the deal on the Dodgems, get a candy floss, and ride that pirate boat. So That was legitimate history happening.
But why mop?
Because I just told you, because it was people coming in for businesses, so like mopping the floors and stuff. It would be people that were working in like household establishments and stuff.
Why would you want to be reminded of that going to a fun fair? It's supposed to be escapism and being told
it was escapism,
you're working class.
Because if you hated your job, then you got to escape from your job by having a fun time, but also getting a new job. It's like a really lovely...
A job centre at Stroke Fun Fair. Actually, that sounds pretty good. I'm going
Wouldn't
to change...
you go to the job centre if it had a fun fair attached to it?
I'm changing my opinion. That sounds great, yeah.
If they had a bouncy castle, like having a conversation with your person, and you were like, what work have you had this month?
No, you'd have the bouncy castle as a waiting area.
Oh, yeah, that'd be really good.
You'd have the interview on a Ferris wheel.
And if you didn't get anything that month, you could just pick up a candy cuss, and that'd be great. I think we just solved a lot of problems today.
There's a Mop Fair in Marlborough, Wiltshire, every year. I never knew why it's called Mop Fair. Interesting.
There you go.
Hi, I'm Laura B.
Yeah, there you go, Laura B.
We don't know if she's called Laura B. No, it's Laura B. It's as far down as Wiltshire. That was an accidental accent slip into somewhere else. Great.
Yeah.
The ultimate fun employment experience at the job centre.
Fun employment. Yeah, so it's nothing to do with the next sketch.
This doesn't set up our segues.
In any way, shape or form. I was actually going to just talk a little bit about Up the Antics generally, because me and Scott last Saturday did a little sketch workshop. A few people, I think, in the chat attended that, and we had a really, really fun time. It was great. Just like we actually crowdsourced a sketch with everyone, and it was absolutely
mental.
But it was just awesome, phenomenal as well. Like just everyone was coming with the best ideas, and it was so fun. And it just reminded me of like heyday antics, when we would just all like throw ideas out and that all the time. And
when she means heyday, we're still in our heyday, but when we were together,
I meant like not pandemic time, not pandemic times. But yeah, and we work on, for our main show that happens when we're actually able to be out in venues. We have these little 15-second sketches that go in between it, and they're like some of my favourite sketches because it's all about succinctness and trying to get the joke there and then. And we've got a couple of them, and this next sketch is one of my absolute favourites. And Scott's been working on animation, so he's actually taken a good old whack at animating, and it looks really good. It genuinely looks really, really good. Learned from Skillshare, not sponsoring us, but you know,
but they could be.
You could be Skillshare if you want to sponsor us. So yeah, without further ado, let's play that sketch.
Antics Home Show.
Darling, why is there a list of women's names arranged alphabetically on the fridge?
Well, you said get your affairs in order. Oh,
It's all right.
I love it. I think it's one of the funniest. I'm actually really impressed with it. Although we did recently see at the end of that one that we were commenting earlier, how the eyes from the woman just disappeared at the very, very end.
And the original one.
Fixed it now, but
originally that animation keeps going for another 5 seconds, and it just turns into a horror show. And because I showed it to Roz, and all the layers were out of kilter. Some of them were like turned off, so suddenly her after the joke's been delivered, her face just disappears.
Gone, like the best.
Gives a
of
different dimension to that sketch, which we decided not to keep. We thought let's stay innocent.
Stay innocent, yeah, that's what we said. Let's stay innocent. I'm excited.
Thank you to Oscar, who did all the illustration on that.
Gosh, yeah, of course. Oscar, our incredibly talented antic Oscar, who basically we say, like, can you make something? And he goes, well, I'm not really much of a drawer and I can't really do anything. And he goes, well, I guess this is okay. And we're like, this is incredible. He
just like shoots out an incredible illustration from
like
the hip.
The person drawing in the art class, and I'm not really sure if this is good. And you sort of look over it, it's a Monet. And you're like,
did you steal that from Monet?
And you're like, that's where the Monet went. I was going to say, I'm really excited. I'm really, really excited.
What? Why, Roz? Why are you excited?
I'm really excited because we have the Murder Badger live with us right now.
Oh, hello, Murder Badger.
Hello, everybody, ladies and gentlemen. It is me. It is the omnipotent omnivore. It is the king of Badger style. It is the woodland warrior. It is the former, reigning, defending, heavyweight champion of the world, Murder Badger. Hello, Scott and Roz. How are you today?
We're all right. That's
We're doing well, thank you, Murder Badger. That was a great that was a really nice introduction.
Yeah, you can introduce yourself better than we could ever.
Our introduction went into fonts, Murder Badger.
You've still got so much to teach us.
I just wanted to say I'm a big Ariel fan myself as well. Just wanted to put that out there, put my hat in the ring for the Ariel crew. Shout out to the Ariel crew guys if you're out there. Just wanted to say that, big Ariel fan.
Yeah,
Ariel fan.
Of course. In fact, was that the font that you used for your book?
It was actually, yes, it was. And let me tell you, I have been choke slammed off Hell in the Cells. I have been in buried alive matches, but let me tell you, writing a book, so hard. It was so hard. But I got there.
Yeah, we're looking at it now. It's quite an arresting front cover. It also says you won the Nobel Peace Prize.
Yes.
Is that strictly accurate?
Yes, it is very strictly accurate. It was a bit of a debacle though, because I had to get it taken back because I accidentally powerbombed the giver of the award into a table when he gave it over to me because I thought he was coming at me with the Nobel Peace Prize trophy. So unfortunately, it was taken.
Can see how that would be hard if someone comes at you with their hand out, and you probably then are thinking it's
a threat.
That's
it could be a threat.
Yeah, that could be a threat. So absolutely, Murder Badger. Yeah. Your book is called.
What is it called?
What's it called again?
I'm glad you've said this is a great plugging moment. But the title of it is "Can I Badger a Feeling?" The story of Murder Badger wrestling with my emotions by Murder Badger. Full title.
Yeah. Wow. That's pretty. That's pretty
full title. Very full title.
It's a mouthful, but I suppose there's a lot there, isn't there? You want to unpack it. It's as much a blurb as it is a title, and it's good to be there, I guess, confronted with it.
It's good to be direct. It's good to be direct and be upfront with people with what they're expecting.
Yeah.
Leave no subtlety behind.
You've obviously had quite a long, illustrious career wrestling generally, but wrestling with your emotions, that must have been
a whole new dimension.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, as everybody knows, my retirement came about 2 years ago when I accidentally stubbed my toe on the lamppost, which caused me to retire from the wrestling career for about 45 years. I just wanted to give a shout out to the Badger Brigade who have been there the entire time there. I just want to say thank you guys for supporting me. I'm sorry that the Brewdog deal didn't pan out the way that we wanted it to, but I swear we'll be back there in no time. Wrestling with your emotions is, it's weird. It's like, here's the thing. You could be hit with a chair in the face, and that's fine. You could be set on fire, that's fine. Your arch nemesis can staple you 50,000 times over and then shove your head in a printer, and that's fine. But shall I tell you what's not fine, Scott and Roz?
No, we don't.
Tell us what's not fine.
What's not fine?
Bottling up your emotions. Because no matter how much here hurts, it doesn't hurt as much in here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think we do. So
that's sort of the thesis of your autobiography, I suppose.
Yeah, I guess, once you've finished hurting on the outside, you've got to look at the hurt on the inside.
Well, I don't know if you guys remember the chapter about Egypt in chapter 7.
I'm not going to. We're not going to.
I don't know if I got that far. I'm afraid.
We did.
Let me just remind you then. So in chapter 7, I detailed about my death match in Egypt when I took on Andre the Giant on a intercontinental title pole on the pyramid match. This was back in 1987, I believe. And I remember the time when when Andre the Giant chokeslammed me off the pyramid into the ring below. And I remember lying there thinking, man, I really wish I told him that I respected him more. My back was broken in 7 different places. I lost an ear. This ear is a prosthetic, as we all know. But the thing is, it doesn't matter because you've got to get your feelings out there. you've got to really wrestle with your emotions.
We've just actually got a question from the chat. I just would like to just set to you now, just quickly. They're just curious about where the Murder Badger name came from.
Okay, yeah, no, absolutely. So Murder Badger came from, so when I was a young boy growing up in a country household in inner city Southampton, it was an interesting day because I remember walking along in a forest and I actually fell inside a cave. And in that cave, I was brought up by a family of talking badgers. And they said to me, young boy, you are now part of our family. And obviously there was Father Badger, there was Mother Badger, there was Uncle Badger. And they were like, what do you want to be? And I'm like, I want to take revenge on the people who have wronged you.
Right.
Because no talking badgers should be put in a cave. And so that's when I donned the mantle, Murder Badger.
Right. Interesting.
We asked the question. And
Very
that's the
good
answer.
question. Very good answer. Yeah. Very similar to other cape wearers. Interesting that you mentioned revenge there. That's actually quite an interesting word. Because we've actually got a little surprise for you, Murder Badger.
Are we doing it now?
I thought so, yeah, I thought so. Why not? Want to go?
Yeah.
This is exciting. I'm excited. What's going on?
So you may remember from the good old days, one of your old wrestling buddies.
Joe, who is it? Is it Stabby Joe? Is it him? Please tell me it's
Not Stabby Joe. No.
Stabby Joe? No, okay.
So back in the day, this guy would have been described very much as your nemesis, as it were. But we can tell you now, we have in fact got the administrator.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Scott and Roz. I want to get a few things straight first for anyone in my administration. Number 1, Times New Roman. That is it. That is the only one. Number 2, of course it's going to be hard for this assault weasel to write a book, seeing as he can't even read.
You've got to be Are you GDPR kidding me right now, Administrator? I thought you were dead. How did you come back to life?
You just can't kill what you haven't truly scheduled properly. Now, you and I have some unfinished business. And in fact, I've got you down for an 8:30 butt kicking. So get out there.
Administrator? You wanna go?
I want to go. Oh, we are gonna go.
You wanna go? You wanna take me on, Administrator? I'm gonna find you. I'll find you. You wanna find me?
Come find me. Come find me. You know where I am.
I will.
You know exactly where I am.
Is he coming back?
We thought that was going to be fun. I'm sorry,
it was a fun reunion.
Administrator. Thank you for coming. Let's get in touch with the administrator.
We'll get some questions.
With the Murder Badger. We'll ask some questions to you both. That's okay.
Yeah, if we can get
All right.
Murder Badger back. Where did he go?
I'm not sure. Thank you, administrator. We'll come back to you in a little bit. Well, anyone out there in the chat, if you've got any questions that you're dying to ask to either the administrator or the Murder Badger, who we will get in contact with in just a moment and check on him and make sure that he's okay. We'll ask those questions later on in the stream.
Yeah.
Yeah. So thanks for that, for tuning in. It was good to know their fonts. That is the overall theme of the night.
That will be the theme I'll pick for when we upload this later to YouTube.
Fonts.
And wrestling.
People seem to be quite excited by having those wrestlers in, so that's really fun. So speaking of competitive people, I guess, and competitiveness generally.
We'd like to show you snippets from a new Antics spin-off, which is called, but has no direct association with, for legal reasons, Eggheads.
With a Z.
Antics Home Show.
Okay, our first round is on food and drink, with challenger Amy taking on our resident egghead Luke on what is possibly his best subject. Let's see how it goes. Amy, here's your first question. What is Australia's second biggest food export? Is it A, wheat, B, beef, or C, meat excluding beef?
Well, it wouldn't be beef, as that's Australia's largest export, and I believe that meat without beef is an 8% share of the total export, which would make it less than wheat's 12.5% total share. I'm going with wheat.
And the answer is wheat. Well done, Amy. Now, for your question, Luke. What is the food that is traditionally eaten with fish and rhymes with lips? Is it A, pips, B, hips, or C, chips?
Oh, that's a really tough one, Jeremy, because feasibly they could all be eaten with fish. I'm inclined to say pips because of orange pips, but my gut says chips, so let's go for chips.
And the answer is chips. Thought we'd trip you up there, Luke.
Never.
Okay, Amy. You have seen the sheer level of quizzer you're facing off against here. Here's your second question. What did I have for breakfast this morning? Was it A, toast, B, cereal, or C, I don't eat breakfast?
Well, you must eat breakfast as it's the most important meal of the day. When I came in the studio, I noticed very trace amounts of crumbs around your lips, so I'd have to say toast.
The right answer is toast. Well done. Just keep getting them right. Luke, your question is, what comes after the word Coca to form a famous carbonated beverage brand? Is it A, Cola, B, Chanel, or C, Loca?
Another tough one, Jeremy. It could easily be Loca because it rhymes. It could possibly be Chanel because of Coco Chanel. She has a wide investment portfolio. And it also could be Cola because it also kind of rhymes. Struggling here a bit. Joe, what? It's a complete guess, but let's go for Cola.
Once again proving why you're one of the greatest quizzers in the world. The answer is Cola. Now we go back to Amy. Amy, you have to get this one right to keep pressure on the old brain box over there. Now, here's your question. If the Queen was a type of milkshake, which milkshake's flavour would she be? A, chocolate, B, vanilla, or C, strawberry?
Let's go for vanilla.
It was actually a trick question, as the Queen would never stoop describing herself as a milkshake. Okay, Luke, you can take this round and just maybe the nation's hearts if you get this right. Your question. Name any food.
Could I get some more cashews?
And Luke has taken this round, once again proving why he is just too tough to beat.
Antics Home Show.
Which game show would you go on if you had a choice?
Definitely Pointless.
Really? You do really well on Pointless?
It's not whether I do well or the money's not that great. If you wanted money, you'd go, you're a millionaire. But Pointless, you get time with Alexander Armstrong and Richard Osman.
I don't know if you get time with them. Are you going to hang out with them in the green room?
Well, you're within a stone's throw of you won't throw a stone, but you'd be very close to two very nice men.
You're sounding very much like one of those creepy stalker fans there.
Hello, Richard. You went to a secondary school in my town.
There was a mop fair there, Richard.
There was a mop fair that we exchanged business contracts on the Ferris wheel.
We were just talking earlier on about creepy like defense mechanisms that you could use other than like house alarms and things like that. And we were saying about how if you wanted to, you could just hire like a creepy looking kid to just stand outside the front of your house going la 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 la. And I think it would be just as effective as like a burglar alarm on your house. Like the burglars like coming along, we're like, oh, let's go like rob that one, and they're like, no fucking way, I'm not touching that one.
I am out. I'm rethinking my life choices because this creepy child.
Creepy child. That's like one of my pet hates. Like I say, pet hates.
Pet hates is burglary. I hate it. Don't you hate it when you come home and all your stuff has been nicked?
Really peeves me. Really peeves me off, burglary.
My one is when I leave just a cold bit of tea at the end of the mug, and it's not. You drink it anyway, but because you don't want to waste it. But it's not nice.
Yeah.
You don't
Mine
want
is
it
when
there.
someone like stabs you and you're bleeding out, and it's really painful.
Yeah, man, I'm alive.
Lots of pet peeves out there. Yeah, great.
Lots of chat on the chat.
Lots of chat on the chat. I actually didn't mention earlier on, but I did get a lovely compliment on my bee pillow.
Which you've been presenting quite
which I did put
steadfastly.
into the actual front, and I put it here deliberately because I wanted to make sure that there was a nice bee in shot, because I like to tip the power dynamic between me and Scott.
She's got more pillows.
Put as many bees everywhere. Also, just the bee for the bee bit, beeson.
Nice.
In case no one got that link. Yeah.
Please keep your questions for Murder Badger and the administrator coming in, because we're gonna chat to them in just a mere moment. But first up, we have to, I'm afraid, go to one of our sponsors.
Antics Home Show.
BS Sports presents a new gaming experience that promises high intensity, high octane action. Introducing T-Simulator 2K20. In a game featuring some of the biggest names in the industry, you can become a pro T-Sports player from the comfort of your living room. T-Simulator 2K20 allows you to freely customize your mug. Customize from a wide variety of milks, and select how many sugars to include, with further microtransactions. Players limited to 1 spoonful of sugar upon release. Sugar addition DLC required for further spoonfuls. Pre-order now to receive the ultimate herbal teas pack, which will grant you access to teas such as Intense Green, Red Hot Chamomile, and Electric Lemon Ginger. Or purchase them separately through the BST Simulator 2K20 store. T-Simulator 2K20. Tee up or shut up.
Antics Home Show.
I actually quite like that sponsors by comparison to the sponsors we've had recently that have been essentially just a pyramid scheme.
Or just steal stuff. To be fair, it's hard to get sponsors, you know.
So we put our own sponsors out there, and then we keep dropping heavy hints to companies that we want to come in and sponsor us.
Because at the moment we're giving free advertising space to, well, not free, slightly above free, cheap advertising space to these legitimate companies. We could be Brewdog, you could be here, you could be sitting next to us in the form of a big sign.
We might have a big Brewdog behind us if you did that.
Instead of a fireplace in the middle of the end of summer.
It could be as prime advertising space. And look at all this space here on
there's
Scott's
loads
forehead.
of space on my head.
He could have it all over his face, essentially. I don't know. Just put you to sleep. Scott's got this thing. Hey, Scott's got this thing occasionally where if I just wipe my hand over, he just falls asleep. And you have to wake him back up again. Find his towel. Okay, yeah, there we go. Which is unfortunate because one day I'm going to do that in some like genuine place, and you're going to commit so hard they're going to crash.
Fall off a
People are
cliff
going to
or
think that
something,
you're
yeah.
legitimately hurt. Yeah, so advertisement space is available. I guess is what we were saying with that. But yeah, we actually have managed to open the dialogue up again with the Murder Badger. So we've managed to get him to come back.
Yeah, we're told they're back.
So the both of them are back this time.
Yeah.
So we've got a chat with the two of them.
Let's
go to them and we'll ask a few of the questions from you guys from the chat.
So hi, Murder Badger and Administrator.
Good to be back.
Hi. Yes, we've managed to come to an accord of some description. So. Tell you what, Administrator, I haven't had a battle like that since the Royal Rumble back in '92. Let me tell you.
Let's not go into the '92 Rumble.
No. Never talk.
We don't talk about that one.
Well, we're really pleased that you guys are getting along.
Yeah.
And chatting now because we actually the chat has been just really enjoying you guys and we've actually got a few questions.
Yeah.
I think I'll just jump straight in. Hyseri92 has asked, Murder Badger, did you or did you not give The Undertaker bovine TV?
So this was obviously back in the '90s when there was a lot of reports, obviously going round of different, the dirt sheets would say different things about that. Me and Undertaker have since, we've talked a little bit more and we've come to an agreement. Obviously, we had that ladder match, and I feel as though we really put things to rest there. And he's a good guy. He's a good, close, personal friend. And
he pushed you off the ladder a few times. It was very funny.
Just wanted to say, Hyseri92, you are one of my favourite members of the Badger Brigade. Just wanted to say, so feel free in the chat there. If you are also a Badger Brigader, if you want to put in hashtag Badger Brigade, just so the administrator can see how many fans are obviously in the chat, that'd be great.
Fans in the chat. I'm sure.
Yeah, well, I apologise for that, Hyseri92. Actually, I said Undertaker by mistake. Of course, Undertaker. It was actually, in fact, the Undertaker, of course, as we know.
Oh, you see, that makes a lot more sense. That makes a lot more sense.
We're a bit confused there. Scott, have you got a question?
Boy, do I. Or the chat does. Has... Administrator... what's your finishing move from Life's a Pitch podcast?
There's two separate ones. My personal favorite is what I refer to as the full stop, which is a Canadian destroyer with a spike straight onto the neck. It has finished off most of my opponents. Finished off the Murder Badger in any bout we've had. Don't you remember?
Well, if I do remember, it finished me off, but that doesn't mean to say that you won the match, I believe, Administrator. Was it that you hit me with that move and then the pin was broken up, you got hit with a choke slam and then I pinned you and then I won the title? I think that's the way that story went, I believe, there, Administrator.
I think you're missing a fair few key details on that. One being the flagrant cheating that was involved. And two being, I won that title back.
Wow.
Glaze.
Good glory rehashing. It's not really a question, Murder Badger, but Salias believes you look like a kitty. I just wanted to say that to you. Your face mask is obviously quite distinctive. Do you get mistaken for a kitten often?
More than I would like to. Obviously, there was a stage back in 1996 when I turned against the fans and I went by Honey Badger for quite some time, and I feel as though I really can't put myself a bit different there. But I can. Cats are also cool as well. There are plenty of cat-based wrestlers.
Name one.
Name one. There's obviously Meow Ferguson. who won the United States Championship back in '92. There was
I'll give you that. I'll give him that.
Kitty Sanchez, and the Catnip Kid.
The Catnip Kid was not cat-themed, he was catnip-themed.
Tomato, catnip, cat, night, cat. You know.
We've got a question for the Murder Badger. What was the moment you remember most in your epic decade-long feud with the administrator?
So I'm actually going to get a little bit emotional here because me and the administrator actually faced off numerous different times, kind of during that decade. But I think I don't know if you would agree with this, administrator. I think probably our best bout was the office room brawl at WrestleMania in 1998 when it was just me and you in an empty office. We slammed each other. I put your head through a old Macintosh monitor.
Remember that? I have the scar still on my chin.
Yeah. And
I remember smashing your face against the overhead projector and then projecting it onto the front.
And then obviously this was a time before GDPR. What most youngsters don't think, it wasn't just the physical aspect of it. There was just so much there were valuable documents everywhere during that scene. So we had to clean that up. There was a bit of a debacle over it, but I would say that was my best match. And to be honest, I really feel as though I couldn't have done it without the administrator. It was a great match.
I honestly feel like you couldn't have done it without me either. You are quite terrible.
I'm sorry, what?
I said you couldn't have done it without me because you are terrible. That is why you retired and I am still going.
All right. So, do you want to go for round two? Is this what we're saying?
Oh, we'll go for round two. No, we're going to go for round two. Out you go. Right, you know where I am, because I still look the same, and you're all bloody. Come on then.
Oh.
I'm not even
It's
sure
gone again. He'll be
Why
back.
does he keep going?
And why does he come back with so much blood on his face? Is he getting to you, administrator?
He gets to me, but he goes back quite quickly.
you both like a short walk away from each other.
We are in the same house, yes.
Okay.
Oh,
Well, that must be really.
Wow.
No wonder he's had to wrestle with his emotions. Like, can you imagine being with next to such a trigger every day?
Right there.
Right there in your house.
Lockdown
must have been hard.
The door locked. Open the door so I can come in and get you. Stop! Don't lock your door.
No. Go away.
I'm going to find you.
I don't know what to do with this. Why do you keep booking our guests?
I don't know, and it means that now all the action that that our audience is craving is happening off screen.
God.
It's just us now.
Well, that was the administrator and the Murder Badger, our special guests for this evening.
Thank you so much.
Thank you to them for coming in. That was quite.
It was quite something talking to them.
Oh gosh, and you know you can get the Wrestling with Your Emotions book, which does seem to be more wrestling with the actuals themselves at the end of the day, over their actual emotions, as it were.
There's still some things to work out, but I'm sure they've got time to work that out.
It's hard. So...
Do this segue, Roz. I want to see how this segue works. Okay. Everyone make notes at home. What was the subject we've just been talking about? And where we're going to be in about 15 seconds' time. Keep those two things in your head.
You always call me out on like breaking the fourth wall and going behind the scenes, and you've just literally done it. You've literally just done it. Okay, fine. All right, fine. So wrestling is a topic that a few of you know a lot about. I think wrestling actually picked up its sort of I don't know, the most information like that we knew about wrestling was probably from the 90s, WWF I think it was, and like World Wrestling Federation, The Rock, The Undertaker, Stone Cold Steve Austin. That was sort of my like thing, and now they were very much sort of I guess the fad of the time. It was just interesting because if I looked at the fads of nowadays, they're really different. Like if you look at something online like an internet sensation, as if ASMR, for example, is an internet fad that exists today. And as far as I'm aware, ASMR is when people will whisper or just basically make a lot of like noises with their mouths. Like it's really over. I don't know. It's stuff that basically it's like the opposite to what I like. I really dislike one of my pet peeves. My legitimate pet peeves is people who eat apples because they're like really loud and chunky and noisy. Yeah, we've had a moment with well, I don't think we just got chunked up there, but yeah, one of my apples basically is like my biggest thing. So I guess that for me is like my problem. But you know, there's certainly ways that ASMR can work, and this next sketch shows you.
Antics Home Show.
Hello, and welcome to ASMR with Up the Antics. Sounds to help you relax. Now, take a deep breath in and focus on my voice. Today, I'm going to be eating a packet of crisps. I'm fine. I just need a glass of water.
Oh, this is warm water. Are you trying to kill me? Jeez.
Are you still relaxed? Good. Now, I'm going to cut a courgette. Oh, hang on. I need to get the microphone close enough to hear the knife.
I've sliced my thumb off. If you're listening to this, please call a doctor and send them to 414 Eastern Road. Oh my God.
That wasn't very relaxing.
Antics Home Show.
There you go. Was that a good segue for you? Did I
That
do
was
that well?
a delicious segue. I'm sure no one at home noticed it.
Don't judge my segues, Scott. Yeah, I don't like ASMR. I'm with you right there. It's very nice too. It puts my teeth on edge as well. Something about it is just distressing.
I don't understand why it could possibly be a
soothing,
relaxing
I guess.
thing.
I'm not sure. Anyway, we're actually towards the end of the show now.
That's our hot take on a fad.
Yeah, that was, yeah.
Take that, internet.
Take that, internet. So, Scott, do you want to do a little bit of a chat about this next section?
Yeah. So the next section is one of a firm favourite here at Antics Home Show. It's Fun Roz. She, if you haven't seen this before, she will do a 10-minute craft based on your suggestion at home. And the suggestion we want from you guys tonight is back to school. So Fun Roz will be crafting something that you need when you're going back to school. It's just happened, or it's about to happen next week. Always the thing that I needed. What did I need? A protractor.
Did you need a protractor?
Oh, so many angles.
I don't know if I ever used half the stuff in that little case.
Prep pack.
You used to get, what's it called, a prep pack? Compass, protractor.
Ruler, pencil.
Ruler, but the one that was
pen.
like the triangle one that I never used for anything.
The right angle protractor.
Yeah, surely just a ruler does that for you anyway. You can put a ruler at a right angle. So I never saw the point of it. I'm just telling you, math is terrible. I never used math. It's lies when they say that you're going to use this later in life. It's lies. And when they used to say that you're not going to have a calculator in your pocket every time, lies. My phone is my calculator.
Yeah.
I'm just getting that
they
out
were
right now
wrong
because
about
I've got
that.
a lot of aggression towards my math teachers. But anyway,
Get your suggestions in. Before that, however, we're going to go to...
Talking of school.
Talking of school.
See?
Don't just... Did you see that? I was about to work into... I was ramping up.
Scott was ramping up into it.
I was ramping...
You haven't even done your log section. You promised a log section and you didn't even do it. Explain to me these 4 logs before we do it. Give me some fun facts about these 4 logs.
Cedar, birch, pine.
Name one other.
Oak. Name your log. Right, so we've given you some ideas of things to suggest for fun rolls. Do put them in the comments. Meanwhile, we're going to talk to our favourite teacher, Stacey, as she gives some agony aunt advice.
Antics Home Show.
What's going on, youngers? Stacey here. I'm your new P to the S to the H to the E teacher. Hold tight.
Well, good morning, everybody. If you don't know who I am, my name's Stacey. I'm a grime artist, I'm an entrepreneur, and I'm also your professor of knowledge.
So, this week, some of you have been Snapchatting me your problems. Remember, you can tell me anything. Okay, here's one from Matthew to Miss Chalmers. Well, it's Stacey Matthew, but yeah, whatever.
There's someone I really like in my class. How do I ask them out?
Well, this is a massive problem, Matthew. Massive. It's a bit like Romeo and
Juliet.
Yeah, Juliet. Thanks, man.
Luckily, I know Matthew's mum, so I hit him up earlier this week. Roll tape.
What's going on, then, boy? I hear you have a problem and you need some help.
Miss, I thought you said this was confidential.
Yeah, I am confident I can help you, innit?
Just a sec. Mum says you can't come in the house.
Oh, well, that's alright, innit? We'll just go to the streets. Come on, man.
Just a sec. She says I can come for half an hour.
Sick, come on then, let's go. Okay, so first you need to take some photos of yourself with a sick car so it makes it look like you've got big money in it.
Okay. I own this car.
Okay, so once you've taken the photos and your gram is looking absolutely sick, they'll probably slide into your DMs. If they do that, you need to ghost them.
Miss, that was my mum's phone.
Okay, so M-boy, if you really want to impress, then you've got to get yourself some sick garms.
I feel like a flamingo.
What's up, M-boy, or shall I say Romeo? So, did it work?
Miss, you really shouldn't have shown that video. Why do you film that? No, it didn't work, okay? Mum's going to buy me a new phone and she's going to report you, miss.
But I never did nothing. Plus, where are your new garms I got you?
She told me to take them back.
Oh, well, did it work though? Did the plan work?
In the end, I just wrote a nice poem.
Oh, so you got your girl?
Miss, you shouldn't assume it's a girl. That's so heteronormative of you, miss. Wow.
Oh.
Anyone else seeing this?
Well, so it's not a girl.
It's none of your business, miss. You're such a basic Karen.
That's it, famalam. That's your PSHE lesson for the week. Tune in next week and I'm going to be teaching you about revenge porn. Safe.
Stacey, dinner time!
Oh my days, Mom! Not in front of the crew, innit? So embarrassing.
Antics Home Show.
It's fun, Roz, it's fun, Roz, it's time to craft some art. It's fun, Roz, it's fun, Roz, now where do we start? At the beginning.
Fuck it, that'll do.
Hi, and welcome to Fun Roz's Crafting Corner. I have deliberately not mentioned how much I dislike that name this week until right now, because I'm trying really hard to just embrace it, but I just want to just reiterate for anyone who might be new that's tuning in. Fun Roz is a name that was given to me by Scott at the start of this live stream adventure. And as a name, I'm not keen on it, not because it isn't a nice name, but because it insinuates that I'm not fun the rest of the time. By putting the caveat that Fun Roz is fun right now, it suggests that the normal Roz is grumpy or angry or upset or any of these things. And I'm clearly a ray of sunshine and fun all the time. So that's my big problem. So Scott's looking over the chat for me right now to see what suggestions you've got going in. We actually got a really exciting segment this time round because we have 2 cameras.
Oh my goodness. Let's show it off. Oh,
Look at that! Can you see that? We can actually show you the craft as it's happening.
You can now follow along at home and make it yourself.
It's so not worth all this setup and trouble because the crafts they come up with are not good enough for this. But still, it's really exciting. So really dig deep and get some suggestions in. And I'm going to try to my best to come up with the best goddamn craft you've ever seen in your life. Scott, what have we got?
Wow. So we've got, from Hysteria 92, one of those multicolour pens. Slice, giant scissors.
Giant scissors. Nice.
Luke says new coat.
New coat.
Sorry, 92. Homework planner. We had loads of useful stuff in ours, like a map of the school.
You want me to make a whole homework planner? Sorry, 92.
That is quite ambitious. Blue Boy 101. A tiny model of the solar system.
Ooh.
Let's have a quick look at what you're working with before I pick.
Sure. Do you want to flip over to the... So, in my little craft corner, you can see I've got all of the items that you would possibly want.
Including Prosecco?
Including Prosecco. So, the number 1 craft item is Prosecco. Then you have yourself some tape here and some cutter, which is... cutter, basically. I've got nice... items here. What I'm quite excited about if you did this colour system is that I've got little poofy balls, although they're going to be quite hard to spear, so I don't really know how I would do that, but these little poofy balls. I've got something like little foam pieces here, and I've got also little sticks. We've had
a few more suggestions.
Have you?
Duck à l'orange, graphing calculator, a bear holding a shark, whatever a young schoolboy needs.
A bear holding a shark?
Yeah.
Okay.
A murder badger.
Maybe like a mascot murder badger on a homework plan or something. Okay, I'm going to ask you, Scott, to pick for me because I don't like picking.
A slide rule.
Good when you do it.
From Ian Taylor's pianist.
Ooh, thank you, Ian. Slide rule.
This is quite tricky because these are all quite ambitious ones, and I don't feel like being that mean to you
Let's
today.
go to. Should we go? Right. Okay. Think of crafting projects that you would make children do in like preschool. Yeah. So anyone out there who's a teacher, what kind of things would you make your kids do? Like handprints on things, turning them into birds, and then I'll just one up on that basically. But yeah, Okay, I'm gonna give 1 minute, and then Scott, you'll choose one, and I'll start.
Okay.
And have a quick little slip before I do that.
A map of Bristol, a quarantine classroom. Actually, that could be nice.
Can I do a floor plan of a quarantine classroom?
Something, yeah. So, yeah, how a modern classroom should look. This is more of a drawing than a...
Well, no, I can do it. I do a 3D model.
Yeah. Okay. So that's nice. A 3D model of a socially distanced classroom.
3D model of a socially distanced classroom. Cool. I like that.
Your 10 minutes.
It's so ambitious.
Has
it's too
started.
ambitious. What started now? Why do you never tell me?
Because it keeps you the fun, you know, like Total Wipeout. Or...
I'm going to use pink as my starting base, as like this is the classroom essentially, so the floor plan. So the starting thing I'm going to do is I'm going to basically along the outside edges I'm going to stick some double-sided sticky tape. So I can actually explain what I'm doing this time round. So right now our living room looks like a studio. We actually really went to town for this live stream for you, like we normally do for this one, but like. Because we've got the luxury of doing it from our home with our camera equipment. But this one is next level. Which is, I mean, it's incredible, really. I'm very blessed to work with these two guys who smash it out the park every time. And I just turn up and craft things. See, I'm responding nicely to you because you were being nice to me by trying to pick something nice for me, Scott.
Wow.
Okay.
I feel like there's a lesson here.
Be nice to others. And
so talk me through your thought process. What's like number one priority in what kind of classroom is this for starters, I guess?
So I'm going to make it, I'm basically going to go for my experience of classrooms. So I've actually done work previously in schools with SEN children, so children with special educational needs. So those classrooms tend to actually be smaller anyway. So I'm going to work on a classroom based on the idea of like maybe just having 7 children in, and that's it alone for me, and I think that's quite an achievable number. So first of all, I've actually just got my base. This is my floor plan of the room, and I'm going to basically make myself a nice whiteboard at the front with a teacher, because the first thing you want when you're working in a socially distant environment is some way for everyone to be able to see what's going on the board, so that you don't have to put handouts and things like that down. I assume, I have no idea. Would teachers out there right now, as they have always been, are heroes and are working under incredibly difficult circumstances right now and are smashing it. So anyone out there who are old friends of mine, who are teachers, this is for you guys to take. I'm going to make this the best teaching classroom I can possibly make.
So that's the giant whiteboard type
that's
deal.
exactly what it is.
And for reference, this is a just to clarify, this is a craft that kids are going to take in with them to refer to.
Is it? That's what you're saying. I'm not saying that. You're saying that.
That's what I heard.
Is it?
That's what I thought I heard.
Okay.
That's what I imagined.
So first of all, oh shit, I've gone up to a bit too close. So here we go. That's the first desk.
Yep. How many kids are going to be in this classroom?
Okay, fine.
Bearing in mind you've got 6 minutes, 4 minutes.
I'm gonna base it on a 4-person classroom. Okay, is that Are you okay with that, Scott? You gonna be a doink about it? That's alright. I said doink.
Your whiteboard seems to be slipping.
I will fix it in a minute. Why don't you just entertain the chat and chat to people whilst I make my craft, and they can watch the craft every now and again. Whilst you are very entertaining and fun. Why don't you be fun, Scott, for once?
Whoa. What goes without saying? That's why I don't need it. I don't need the subtitle. I don't need this.
Oh, you, sir. Mean. Okay.
Well, I like the base of this. This does seem quite believable. Again, you seem to have gone straight for tape over a glue. You've got a glue next to you, but you don't really pick it up.
The problem with glue is it's not always as good at sticking things as you'd like.
Which is the one thing it's designed for.
Well, no, because it doesn't dry. That doesn't dry quickly. If I had time, of course, I'd probably give you a lot of paper mache projects, because I love paper mache. I so love paper mache as a project. So, yeah, in fact, maybe next week I'll actually pre-make something paper mache, and we'll just figure out what we're going to do with it in the moment.
I've just had some reassurance from your mum, Roz.
Aww.
She says, I am fun.
Well, I'm fun, or Mum's
no,
fun?
I'm fun. She says, "Poor Scott, you are
Scott's
fun."
fun.
There we go.
Mum, why? You should be definitely bigging up your own child. Thank you very much. I'm not even going to go into it, Mum, right now.
But the rest of the chat is very on your side, so.
Okay.
They're saying I should be dancing behind you. I've only had one brewdog, guys. I'm not.
What would you name?
He's saying brewdog. I should have said beer.
What would you pick for your brewdog names? Eh?
I really think Murder Badger would be great. I think that's a nice one. I really like
We've already hit the top.
Sorry?
You think we've already got the best?
We've got the best one. Well, I'd like to keep seeing some suggestions in the chat of any proper brewdog names. They always seem to be a little bit tongue-in-cheek. Some of them just downright mean and rude. I love the one they did for Dominic Cummings.
Oh,
Barnard Castle Eye Test
that was
IPA.
Great.
Which was great.
That was really great. Well done, brewdog. If we haven't got satire, what have we got, eh?
You've got 2 minutes. That's what you've got.
Well,
Are there going to be any children present on that? Are those children? Those weird squares?
wait, I've got this the wrong way around.
Could you tilt it slightly so the camera sees?
Yeah, like that.
Yeah. That's looking pretty good.
It's not bad, right?
Pretty decent, yeah.
Okay, now we talked a lot about this.
So each child is going to be in its square. Oh
There's
no.
the whiteboard.
What have we become? Are you putting some kind of information on the whiteboard?
Like what?
What subject are they learning today?
I guess someone was telling me off for saying math instead of maths, which I think is the American way of
They were
saying
right to tell you. There's more than one math.
So maybe someone give me a math equation and I'll write it on the board.
Can we
Maybe
have
someone who likes maths.
I'm certain there are some scientists in the chat. Could you, or the mathematicians.
Mathematicians in the chat.
Mathematicians.
Mathematicians?
If you are in the chat, please give us something really intelligent to put on the whiteboard that would puzzle these primary school kids. Are they primary school kids?
Yeah, but we should be we should be really encouraging our kids. I'm putting a glitter realm, a little glitter glue down the edge here. Because who doesn't like glitter glue? Okay. I guess I should have something.
Classic
but I'm
from
not really sure.
392 E equals MC squared.
Oh, good. Very classic, yeah.
I don't think he has squared on the chat, so he's put. I don't know what that symbol is. It's like a hat.
It's a hat.
Yeah.
Is it one of those like ones with the German? What's it called?
Umlaut. It's not one of those. Oh, I can just show it to you.
Yeah, you could just show it to me. Ah.
What do you call that?
A little uppy thing.
Blue Boy 101. F equals GM M forward slash. It's how you do squared in a formula. But it looks weird in the chat.
Are you judging people?
I'm judging. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
You should
Thank
be
you for tuning in.
doing nothing but bigging up our chat people that have tuned in, spent their time tonight watching us make crafts in 10 minutes. Oh my god. This isn't working
You're
as well as I
actually
hoped.
on borrowed time right now. I've looked away from the clock. You've got -1 minute. So
give me the equation.
Let's go for the longest one because I haven't seen it before.
Okay, go.
F equals capital GM small lowercase m / R squared. I don't know what does that equation mean, Blue Boy 101? Have we just supported something we shouldn't? Or looking good.
Do you ever think that 10 minutes isn't enough time?
It might. Yeah. It seems like an arbitrary number that we've just brought
There's
out.
literally no reason why we've chosen it. If I had more time, I could probably do a much better job. Everyone would be chuffed. There'd be eyes on.
I tell you what,
these
I'll give you
children.
enough time to make those squares into children.
Yeah.
Because I'd quite like you to cut them out like they're.
Oh, we want them
child
shaped like
silhouettes.
children.
Yeah. That'd be cool.
Okay.
Blue Boy 101 says that it's the equation for the gravitational force between two objects. Those primary school kids are in for a wild ride.
We have really rocked tonight's stream, haven't we? We've gotten everyone to tell us
Their favourite font.
their favourite font,
Equations they like.
equations they enjoy. Really have turned ourselves into the educational stream that we really wanted to be. Oh my gosh. I feel like I'm making like terrible Ludo characters. Anyone else remember Ludo as a game? Great game.
Yeah, it hasn't become more fun as I've got older.
What, Ludo?
No, it's just.
Oh, Ross disagrees with that.
Ross is disagreeing in the background. I'd
love Ross to just be on the stream one day. I'm gonna make it happen.
It's just like luck. It's just
Just
rolling.
make him turn the camera around on his face one day.
Ludo's just rolling a dice, and it's just pure.
Is Ludo the one with the dice in the middle that does that you like pop it down?
Maybe on your board, but usually it's just.
Okay, I feel like this isn't my best craft, but this also isn't my worst craft. So
I think you stuck to the brief really well.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I might just pop some little. Whilst we're talking, I'm going to pop some little fun archways.
Yeah,
Right,
the
I'm
Ludo,
done.
just to finish that thought, Ludo
Yeah,
is
go
the
for it.
one where you have to. I think you roll a 6, and then you've got 4 counters that come out of home, and then you just race them round so that they can finish, and you try and get 4 counters home.
What was the best board game that you played as a kid?
Russian roulette. I don't know. Our Game of Life was pretty savage. Did you ever play that one?
Yeah, it was much more savage back in the day, though. Did you know it used to have?
Oh yeah, no, it had suicide on it, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So here's my fun child classroom. It used to just to finish that thought. So the Game of Life used to be a morality game. It used to basically be something that they'd set up to teach kids and basically what they should be pursuing in life. So actually the focus wasn't on making lots of money like it is now and making lots of things. It was actually on just achieving happiness through like being a nice person and doing lots of good things. So I'm just caveating this so we don't end on such a downer, Scott. But yeah, basically the Game of Life used to be more about like live your life properly and morally rather than just like become a millionaire, which it is now. Yeah, so here's my craft. I'm actually going to turn it up into the camera. Can you see that?
Yes,
I've just
we can.
lost a child. I've just dropped a child, sorry. So each child has their own station.
3/4. They were fine though. They were safe.
Right, do you see how far away they are from each other? This is actually safe. This is at least 2 meters. And 2 meters and 2 meters. They have enough space to work on.
Hang on.
Of course, this is a luxury classroom because there's only 4 children. And no teacher apparently either. Just so the whiteboard is teaching them.
Oh, that's terrifying.
Teaching them really scary
I
things.
can't help but notice that. So, is the child the circle in the middle, or is the child the giant looming figure behind them?
The child is the giant looming figure behind them.
Okay, so are they looking at a child in front of them?
No, they're just they know that they need to come to the desk because this is child.
So there are 8 children. One inside. They're bullying.
It's like a basement level, so this is like the top level. So the way that we're going to fit more kids into schools, the way that I see it, the way we'll fit more children into schools eventually is we'll just dig holes.
Stack them.
2 meters down, safe, and we'll put one kid above the other one in the hole. And they'll all be looking at a whiteboard. There'll be whiteboards in here as well. You just can't see it because it's 2-dimensional detail. But it's down there. Trust me. This will teach the children. As crafts go, what's my best craft, Scott? Go grab my best craft from your idea of my best craft.
Well, I think still, and we've got all these. These will be dispersed to the people who've won them for previous things at some point.
Sorry, 92. I think you got this one actually.
Yeah. This remains my favourite. It's a rocket with a bikini on it.
Can you see that?
Show it to the top camera. Yeah.
This is actually quite a fun one. Obviously, I've taped the hell out of it like I normally do. But this has an actual rocket. I painted it this time. It has little rocket things coming out of it. I'm just using past glories because I'm not impressed with this one.
Yeah, putting it in front of your...
This one, I think it's a good diorama, but it's not fun, is it? Is it fun? It's not fun.
Solia says this is a foreboding vision of the future.
I've basically given you the totalitarian future that we were all hoping for. This is 1984, bud.
Wow. Great job. Good job, Roz.
Thank you. So, thank you so much once again for tuning in for another Antics Home Show. And I hope that you enjoyed.
I'm going to come over for the wrap.
Okay. I hope that you enjoyed seeing the this time actually going. What's going on? I hope that you actually enjoyed seeing the craft chopped down this time. That is something that's very exciting here. They've each got their own colours. They've each got their own little things, wooden sticks. I've got so many things to use, so really do challenge me, guys. Look at these fun things. In fact, I might just do another craft set. I did a craft session, one-off Zoom session. If anyone actually really thinks that'd be fun, let me know, because I genuinely love crafting things, and I swear to anything, I'm actually reasonably good at crafting if I have 2 seconds of a forethought. So just keep giving me reasons to craft.
Hire us for all your crafting needs.
Hire me for my crafting needs. I could make puppets. I made a Jeff Goldblum puppet with.
Did you make this?
No, but I have it, and that's almost as good as making it. So hello.
Hello.
Thank you for coming round.
I thought I'd come over here for the wrap up. Because otherwise.
Go right ahead then.
All right. Well, you started it. You'd already started, so you were in full flow, and then I sort of ruined it. But thank you so much for tuning in to Antics Home Show. We're on every month here at the Bristol Improv Theatre's Twitch stream. The Bristol Improv Theatre channel has been where the theatre's been performing for the last pandemic, and because
since
March, and
such a long time ago.
Yeah, and as such, these shows are pay what you want. We understand it's a difficult time for a lot of people, but if you can afford to chuck us some money, there's links all around. There's probably one in the chat here, and there's a link down here if you're on a desktop.
I think it's tinyurl/Bristol Improv Theatre. So, bit, try the bit, or something like that. It'll be in there.
tinyurl.com/donate-bit.
See, someone knows. Very clever. Please, like Scott says, please donate. It really does help us out. I mean, I can't state enough how helpful it is. As we're still not out of the water yet, so anything you can is greatly appreciated, and we love you guys for doing anything you can. Thank you.
And the theatre will be coming back soon.
It will be, yeah. It will be because basically we are looking to reopen the theatre from around the end of September. We've got 4-week courses starting at the end of September. You can find out more about those on improvtheatre.co.uk, which is on the What's On page. So all you need to do is just basically click on that, and you can see all of the courses, not just the big 4-week courses, but anything that's happening, like the drop-ins, online drop-ins every Wednesday. There's also the Improv in the Park, which has been phenomenally successful every Saturday and Sunday. We've had to add extra dates onto that one. So if you see that coming up, book it up because they sell out so fast. And we also have more great content coming up in the next weekend, which is the Friday is Tales of Adventure. And on Saturday we have an exciting live stream of an improv double bill, which is the first one we've tried to do.
Which is an American troupe doing a show called Wittypedia, which looks amazing. And real close to home in Bristol, Real Positive Polls will be doing a Choose Your Own Adventure improv show, where a protagonist has their decisions made by the Twitch chat, which is going to be fun.
And we know how love you guys. Oh, wait. I said that in my head. I had that in my head so clear. We know how much you guys love chatting to us, so tune in for that one because it's going to be a blast.
Great, cool.
I think that's admin.
Is that all the notices?
Is that all admin? Yeah, I'm going to let this balloon go that I was doing. Ready?
Yeah.
Okay, 3, 2. You couldn't see the best of that, but it went all the way across the room.
We need more cameras.
No, more cameras, please, Ross. For next time. Ooh. all around the room. So thank you so much for tuning in. And
thank you to Ross as well.
Thank you to Ross behind the scenes, who is also like just so cool-headed under fire and does ever the best. Thank you to the Murder Badger and the administrator for turning up this stream, for all the Antics Who sketches we got to see tonight, which were fantastic, and to you guys for tuning in. Thank you so much, and
enjoy the rest of your weekend.
Good night from me.
And it's good night from her. Roz. Her.